The extinction zone had existed for 300 years, ever since the catastrophic collapse of the Krell civilization. Scientists from across the galaxy had studied it from safe distances, sending probes and drones that rarely returned intact. The radiation levels were lethal to most species within minutes. The gravitational anomalies could tear apart starships. The electromagnetic storms that swept across the region would fry any electronics not shielded by multiple layers of quantum-dampening technology. It was considered one of the most hostile environments in known space. Dr. Eswaxmara had spent her entire career researching the zone from the safety of an orbital station. The Vrelian researcher had calculated 17 different reasons why direct exploration was suicide. So when the human volunteer stepped into the decontamination chamber, Eswaxmara's 4 eyes widened in alarm. "Commander Torres, I must insist this is inadvisable," she said through the communication system. "The radiation alone will cause cellular degradation within the first." "I'm going in," Commander James Torres interrupted calmly. He was human, a Deathworlder from the high radiation zones of Europa Station. His suit was minimal by safety standards, barely more than reinforced material and basic life support. "Start recording. I'll be back in 1 hour." Before Eswaxmara could protest further, Torres activated the airlock and descended into the extinction zone. The monitoring equipment screamed with alarms immediately. Radiation spikes. Gravitational fluctuations. Electromagnetic interference that should have destroyed his suit's systems within seconds. But Torres kept walking, his movements steady and deliberate, moving deeper into the hellscape that had claimed dozens of probes and 3 research drones. "Commander, your suit integrity is compromised," Eswaxmara called out, watching the readouts with mounting panic. "Return immediately." "I'm fine," Torres responded, his voice calm. Continuing forward. 20 minutes passed. Torres was now in the deepest zone they had ever studied, a region of space where the radiation background was so intense that it appeared as a visible shimmer in the atmosphere. The gravitational anomalies created strange distortions that bent reality itself. And Torres walked through it like he was crossing a park. "This is extraordinary," one of Eswaxmara's team members whispered. "His suit should be failing. His biological systems should be shutting down." "He's not failing," another researcher observed. "Look at his vital signs. Heart rate elevated but stable. No signs of radiation sickness. No cellular degradation markers." Eswaxmara leaned forward, studying the impossible data. "How is this possible?" 45 minutes into the expedition, Torres stopped at what appeared to be the center of the zone, a location where gravitational distortions were strongest and radiation at its absolute peak. He knelt down, collecting samples of the contaminated ground, examining crystalline formations that should have been impossible in such an environment. Then he turned back toward the station and began walking out. When Torres emerged from the decontamination chamber exactly 60 minutes after entry, he looked completely unaffected. No visible burns. No signs of acute radiation poisoning. His vital signs were barely elevated. "Impossible," Eswaxmara breathed as she ran her scanner over him. "The radiation exposure alone should have killed you. The gravitational stress should have caused cellular damage. The electromagnetic interference should have killed me according to your species' baseline physiology," Torres interrupted gently. "But I'm not from a gentle world, Doctor. I'm from Europa Station, where the radiation background is 10 times higher than most habitable planets. My cells evolved to repair radiation damage. My body adapted to high-gravity stress." He paused. "My species doesn't just survive hostile environments. We thrive in them." Torres pulled out the samples he had collected. "Your probes were failing because they were designed for normal space. You sent equipment expecting normal conditions. But this zone isn't hostile, it's just different. Extreme, yes. But not impossible." Over the next week, Torres made 5 more expeditions into the extinction zone, each time going deeper, staying longer. He brought back data that fundamentally changed the researchers' understanding of the region. The gravitational anomalies weren't random, they followed patterns. The radiation wasn't uniformly lethal, it fluctuated in cycles. The zone wasn't a place of annihilation, it was a place of transformation. Why didn't we see this before? HFY asked, studying the revised data. Torres smiled. Because you were looking at the zone through the lens of what would kill you. I was looking at it through the lens of what I could survive. He gestured to the data. Sometimes the difference between an annihilation zone and a research opportunity is just perspective, and the right biology. HFY realized then that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their weapons or their intelligence. It was their ability to adapt to what would destroy others, and then share that adaptation with the galaxy. The extinction zone would soon become humanity's greatest scientific asset. Kindly like and subscribe channel. Thank you.